You don't like them?
I like them, though. That's a hot take. I like them. Their other jerseys are nice, too. The white ones. I think it's because there's no, team with those colors and that. You know what I'm saying? It's easy.
Coming to you live from the rinks in Patchogue, you're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan joined alongside producer Paul Trentini and cameraman for the game, Gabe Takuri, as we walk you through the final of 3 matchups here on the North Rink on this Wednesday night. Second straight varsity matchup, this one between Sachem and Pat Med. Sachem 4-2 entering the contest following 2 straight losses to arguably 2 of the best teams in the SCHSHL, those being Smithtown Hauppauge and St. A's. They lost to St. Anthony 4-2 just 2 days ago on October the 20th, and a week prior to that, 5-3 at the hands of Smithtown Hauppauge. So 2 close losses to 2 of the better teams in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League for Sachem, as they saw their 4-0 start, where it looks like nothing could possibly blemish Sachem at 4 dominant victories, one against KPC, who we just saw drop to Smithtown Hauppauge by a score of 4-0. They beat them opening night 11-3. Followed it up with great performances against West Islip, Middle Country, and Connecticut Sayville before they stumbled, as I mentioned. For Pat Med, it's been a bit of a mixed bag, but otherwise all losses to report. 0-5 start. They dropped their opening contest to Smithtown Hauppauge 9-1, a 6-0 defeat to St. A's, 10-2 loss to Northport Huntington, 4-0 shutout loss to East Islip, and most recently a 5-2 defeat at the hands of Ward Melville, as Pat Med still search for win number 1 of the season. And Sachem currently in 3rd place. Pat Med picking up the rear in the SCHSHL in last. Though technically West Islip due to one more goal allowed at 0-5 as well, are in definitive last place. Starting goaltenders tonight for Sachem, it'll be Michael DiGirolamo. And he had posted one of the better goals against averages in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League to that point. And getting the start in goal tonight, and he might be making his varsity debut. I have to double check. Gabriel Aguirres for Pat Med. And we saw Aguirres play for West Islip last year. Makes the jump up to varsity. Again, no Timothy Sambickler, who we typically would see between the pipes for Pat Med tonight. It's Aguirres who gets the start against Sachem. Fresh off 2 losses, looking to end that streak of L's. Here tonight, it's Simone. And he is fired, wastes no time putting a shot on Aguirres, and Aguirres with the glove save. In terms of players to watch for Sachem, they have a number of prolific goal scorers earlier to start the year. 7 goals each between Cam Calber, Chase Saunders, and William Trapani. As Trapani will reverse the puck down low. He's accompanied by a few of the triplets from that dynamic JV line, Saguna, Trapani, and Simone, as Trapani tries to get it to Saguna. It's broken up. Saguna, aggressive, creates the turnover. Wrist shot, blocker save Aguirres. Trapani will pick it up behind the net. He's got that zebra-esque tape job on his stick. Very noticeable, candy cane if you will. Another save made by Aguirres, who looked sharp early in this one. Lorette holds in, tries to force one through to the front of the net, where waiting for it was Anderson. As Ress tries to throw one through the front of the net, it's broken up. Pena finds the open Ress. Ress to the front of the net. Calber is there. Forced in behind for Anderson to pick it up. Right out in front. Save made Aguirres, who's been tested early and often and looks locked in right now. Anderson, great moves in the far corner. Down the wall, Ress. Now Moody at the near point. For Cruz, Roman Cruz. Now Calberer. Back down low, it's Ress. Wheeling, try to throw one through, it's broken up and sent out of the zone by Pat Med. Past the stick of Napoli. Here's Roman Cruz back in his own end. First 2 minutes gone, first period. Tons of early good looks for Sachem, nothing to show for it. Here's a turnover. Napoli, shot save made. As a couple of Sachem players went down to the ice. Huge chance for the Raiders off that turnover. And the early test is passed by goaltender DiGirolamo. Here's Calberer. Wrist shot, scores! 8th of the year, 14th point for Cam Calberer. And I think this will go unassisted as he goes into the zone, hits the blue line, right in between the circles, and beat Aguirres blocker side. And to that point, Gabriel Aguirres had really looked quite good. Perhaps one he'd want back, but a great shot just inside the post there. Makes it 1-0 for Sachem. Drago. Pushed along by Marcus, Caden Marcus, the fifth leading scorer for Sachem heading into the contest with 7 on the season as that puck rolls all the way down. It's sputtering, and it will end up being an icing. .12:05 to go here, first period. 1-0 Sachem. Unassisted goal for Cam Calberer. Marcus to take the draw. Saunders to his left. Drago is right. Here is Marcus at the line, holds in. Saunders. Try to finesse one through to Drago. Gillen. Down the wall, Saunders. Trying to reverse one to Marcus. Broke it up. Good play. Made by Pat Med defensively. That was Jack Fauci. Fauci will go for a change. In terms of scoring for Pat Med, it's Jake Ranieri who leads the way with a goal and assist. Vignato also a pair of goals to start the season. But goal scoring has been an issue for Pat Med to this point. Trapani trying to get one to Simone. And now Saguna. Triplet line out. Trapani, Saguna. Out in front to the point. A one-time rip is denied. Taken by Pena. Sachem can't hold his own. Pena hustling after it. Being chased aggressively there by Logan Doherty. Here's Trapani going the other way. Trapani circles. Pass ahead of Saguna. Simone will step to it. Simone out in front. Cut off. Good defensive play made there as that one directs just wide. Trapani to Pena. One-touch pass. Across. Saguna. Sharp angle. And it'll deflect up and into the netting. As Aguirre got over from left to right. Cutting down the angle for Saguna. But overall, solid shift from the triplets. Calver steps in to take the draw. Cruz rifles one across. Moody will keep it moving. Anderson out in front. Puck cleared out, rolling on edge. Cruz catches back up with it. Cruz up the near side. Stepping up to send it in deeper, Samulik. Anderson over the line. Being checked by Fauci. Shot savage. Garris rebound. Goes wide. Aguirre did everything he could to get over to that post on the blocker side. Now Fauci and Diaguardo over the line. Fauci absorbing a hit from Ress, hounded by Moody, and ultimately Ress takes control before sending it back to Calver. Responsible for the game's only goal to this point. Calver, good cross-ice feed to Moody. Over the line, Moody hits the circle, drops it. Charging to the net, 5-0 stuff-in try wouldn't go from Saunders as the glove of Aguirre deflects back behind the net. He goes to get it. Moody sends in. Samulik stops it in the far corner. Gave it away to Saunders. Saunders and Anderson now back with Saunders. Now Anderson out in front. Cruz wide with the shot. Foreman walks. Backdoor play. Calber wouldn't go. Gabriel Aguirre with the right pad stop. Roman Cruz back with it as he hands off for Horman. Horman now to Drago. Drago on his backhand. Try to reverse it. Caught up in the official's skates. Still back. It comes to Drago. A shot over the top. Horman keeps in for the moment. Now the puck gets by him. Will be an icing against Pat Med. So 8:06 left here first period. The one goal for Sachem. They have had a great possession and great opportunities to this point. as we welcome Kevin Broderick.
So,
Kevin will not be on the mic tonight. Just saying hello. I'll be stopping in with an interview with Kevin. It's part of his capstone project as a rebound save made by Aguirre. Oh, Gabriel. Face off to the left. No, the PatMed netminder responsible for PatMed being in the game to this point. Raiders try to break out Diaguardo as he's helped out and ultimately offside is called. Leiter Montenegro. Fauci steps in to take the draw. Flanked by Beaudry and Diaguardo. As tumbling down was Gillen. Provides a chance there for PatMed. Back to the point. Ricocheting puck. Never got through to DiGirolamo. Thrown back out in front by Diaguardo. And Horman ushers it to the point where once again it's held in. Chance PatMed. They score! Jack Fauci ties the game. 1-1. His second of the season. And again, it all started with that keeping at the line. Sachem, we're thinking breakout a little too soon. And Fauci, behind the defense, made no mistake. We're tied at 1. Fauci from Samulik and Spencer Brunsma. As here's Saguna. Wrestled off the puck, Lorette. Couple players tangle in the boards. Sachem gain control. Trapani bumped into there by Brunsma. Here's Lorette. Low shot, save made. Rebound spun by Trapani wide. Saguna to Lorette. Lorette down the wall. It is Simone. Simone unable to keep the puck moving and comes back into possession of Pena. Pena, nice move to the backhand. Pena, shot off the side of the net. Picked up by Trapani and his zebra stick on the far side. Trapani, Saguna. Saguna, Simone. Now Saguna. Trapani, one-time shot. Stopped by Aguirre. Another great save made by Aguirre. Trapani. Saguna across, or pardon me, that was Simone trying to go across with it. Saguna once more, now Trapani. Trapani, back for Saguna. Back down low to the opposite corners, Trapani. Lots of possession here for Sachem in the O-zone as Saguna, now Trapani. As they cycle it, now Calber from the bench, a rip wide, bounces back into the crease where Aguirre is content to hold on to it. With 5:29 remaining here in the first period, we're tied at 1. Despite the ice tilted into the PatMed zone, Gabriel Aguirre has been fantastic and has kept the Raiders not only in the game, but as the game is now tied 1-1. See how long it can keep this up for. Here's Calberer. Ressa shot right past save Aguirre as that one flies across the crease. PatMed can break out. Chipping in, looking to chase it down, getting shoved down from behind. Dangerous play, and Sachem are going to be shorthanded as a result of it. Beaudry went down, hit the end boards hard, He's gotten up now. He seems to be okay. Interference, the call on John Moody. And Fauci, with a power play for Pat Med, steps in to take the all-important faceoff to the right of DiGirolamo. And what an opportunity here for Pat Med to get the lead. And Fauci does, in fact, win the draw. Samuelek hammers a shot wide. Doing everything he can to keep in along the near side Brunsma. He does. Fauci try to go around the wall. Brunsma with a shot from the right point. And it goes wide, and now Sachem directed out of the zone. Samuelek with Kalber all over him. Kalber takes it over. Kalber trying to center to rest. It was blocked off by a host of Raiders. And it's Pat Med who regroup in their own end. Foreman, Diaguardo able to force it through. Fauci, Pat Med's lone goal scorer of the game thus far. Trying to knock it down. Brunsma holds in. Wrist shot into traffic. Doesn't get through to DiGirolamo. Now Cruz with Kalber. 2-on-2 over the blue short-handed. Cruz, oh, what a move! But ran out of runway. Went in behind the net. Kalber will just spear it on back to Horman as Sachem continue to kill more time. Just 45 seconds left on the Moody minor for interference. Cruz, good step up. He moves in. Roman Cruz. Effortlessly. Oh, cross for Anderson. A couple of whacks at it and a right pad stop made by Aguirre. As Sachem proving to be dangerous, even a man down. Drago picks up the loose puck. Drago around two Raiders. Tries to center one. That caught the stick of Montenegro. Now back out in front. Loretta shot blocked by Fauci. What a play by the Pat Med Raiders assistant captain. Lorette now with it, being watched by Leiter Montenegro. Puts one ahead, got through everyone. Now Drago with Saunders. Drago to Saunders. It didn't go. What a save made by Aguirre. Yeah, well, that's worth another look, wouldn't you say? It's a 2-on-2. Just unable to really cover Saunders in front as the pass from Drago gets there. And fabulous save made by Aguirre. One of many here in this first period. Provided by the Pat Med netminder. We're back to even strength. Lorette looking for the deflection from Marcus. He got it, but it went wide. Pena holds it at the near point. Pena steps through a few. Ultimately, though, losing control. Now Pat Med could take it out the other way with Aiden Buscarino. Napoli here as well. It's Drago. Now Lorette. Try to feather one through to Marcus. Hit his skates. Now Drago brings it across. Drago on his backhand. Trying to go top shelf. He missed. Held in by Kalber. Bouncing puck, kicked along by Saunders and all the way out of the zone. 2 minutes left here in the first period. We're all tied up at 1. And that's due to the heroics of Gabriel Aguirre, netminder for Pat Med. And an opportunistic Fauci goal. Marcus. Backhand pass to Trapani. He'll go for a change. Trapani out in front. Another save of Garris. He's not sure where it is. It's on the stick of defenseman Brunsma. Try to cross ice feed. It was broken up. And now Trapani a rip. And he scores. It got through. It looked the glove. I thought Aguirre had that glove save. Not so fast. Let's take another look. As Trapani is going to grip it and rip it. Use the defender as a screen. What happened? It was what? It was in the glove. It was out of the glove and in the back of the net. I guess Aguirre tried to get a little too flashy with the glove. I'm not sure. So another, it appears, unassisted goal for Sachem. It's Trapani, his 8th. matching Calber's total, as now we have some pushing and shoving right along the PatMed penalty box. Gandolfo involved. First, I'm calling his name here tonight. Saguna aggressive on the forecheck. Trying to take it away from Brunsma. Does. Saguna, Trapani, Samulik. Now Saguna once more. Works his way down the far wall. Saguna spinning out of harm's way. 50 seconds now to go in the first period. Center run across for Gandolfo. Too hot to handle. Now flipped out of the zone. Buscarino trying to get there. Gillen, though, is there for Sachem. He'll backhand it around. Wrapped around the wall by Saguna to Simone, who takes a hefty hit delivered by Fauci. Bouncing puck, eventually backhanded up ice by Delgado, right on back for Sachem to send right back in. Horman unable to hold in on the near blue. Gillen will retreat back for the puck with just 12 seconds to play, first period. Sachem ahead 2-1 over PatMed. Sauce pass, banks along, out of the reach of Saguna, and that'll do it here for the first. So despite Sachem dominating possession and offensive chances, they only lead by 1 over PatMed, 2-1, the end of 1. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Gabe DeCurry, Paul Trentini, and now newly minted Kevin Broderick will all return here for the second period in just a moment. Welcome back to the Rinks and Hop Hog. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan and company here with you for the second period set to begin between Sachem and PatMed. A period dominated at first, dominated by Sachem. However, the scoreboard not truly indicative of that, and that is due in large part to the fantastic goaltending of Gabriel Aguirres in between the pipes for PatMed, as he has done his best to frustrate Sachem despite their great efforts. There's a shot from Rest that's gloved by Aguirres. Jack Fauci scoring his second of the season for PatMed. Tied the game up at 1 against the flow of the play. And they're going to need more opportunistic offense such as that to continue and try to take advantage of an aggressive Sachem defense. Here's Calber. Good feed to Moody. Goes wide with the shot. Anderson twirling away. Fed one out in front, hoping for Rest. Now back for Moody, and a shoulder save made by Aguirres, who is in great position there on the right edge of this crease. Over to my right. Puck gets by Beaudry. Cruz, now Anderson. To the front of the net, Brunsma. Backhands one, intercepted by Anderson. Now Samulik. Aguirres searching for the puck. He finds it now and will freeze it. And Sachem press looking to increase their 1-goal lead, as we're just over 2 minutes gone by here in the second. 1 minute gone by here in the second, yeah. Thank you, Paul. Face off to the left of Aguirre. Drago off the draw win, fired it high and wide. Lorette holds in on the far blue. The momentum nearly took him down, but he stays on his feet, works it down the wall, tried a backhand centering feed of Saunders, broken up. Held in once more by Pena. Pena out in front, it's Marcus. Marcus over to Lorette. Lorette looking over his options out in front. Drago just wide again with the shot. Second time he's missed far side on this sequence. Saunders first to it. Off the back of the cage, now Drago. Hits the brakes, again behind Aguirre. Spinning backhand pass out in front, unable to be tapped home by Marcus. Now give and go down low off the side of the net. Again, that was Marcus. Drago with Pena calling for it along the near point. And now he'll try to give it to him as soon as he left that spot. Lorette there, however, to keep the cycle going for Sachem. He'll keep it once more. Lorette fakes the shot, walks. Lorette, blocker save made by Aguirre. Finally, PadMed break out with DeGuardo, and now Napoli will send in, and Napoli will head on over to the bench for a change. Backhanded up ice by assistant captain Lorette. Saunders with Drago. Saunders shot save made Aguirre. He's going to check up on his pads. Not sure if it came loose or not. He's gesturing to the official here. Cameraman Gabe to Curry. Going to zoom in on the face-off here. That's taking place to the right of the now equipment fix in progress in the crease involving Aguirre. With this break is a great time to remind all of you at home to check us out on social media at LI Sports Network. Got plenty of great stuff on there, stories that are being updated, keeping you track of scores live with highlights and all the sort. Last night's best, compilation of all the greatest plays of the previous night's greatest hockey. Set to some great music selected by Paul Trentini. Shot goes wide. Gillen holds in. I think I'm going to get a go at the song here tonight. Here's Trapani. Back for Gillen. One-time shot. Kick to the corner by Aguirre. Gandolfo has it swiped away by Brunsma, but taken back by Trapani, who hits iron. Taken away by Simone, whose centering feed could not connect. And now PadMed can break out. Only as far as Gillen. Sends one to Trapani, back for Horman. Now Beaudry. Shovels one ahead, gets by Gillen, only for a moment though. Now back on the stick of Trapani. Trapani with a move to the forehand. Left pad stop made by Aguirre. PadMed trying to settle the puck down. It's Ress who shoves down a PadMed player who went hard into the boards. And now Ress on his knees. Gave a shove. I believe that shove was directed at PadMed's Beaudry. Either way, it'll be Nicky Ress to the box. could call it boarding, you could call it roughing, you could call it cross-checking. We'll see what the officials settle on. Either way, second power play of the game for Pat Med. They go with cross-checking. Can't say I disagree. And so down a goal with 11:02 to go in the second period. Pat Med have a chance to tie this game up. They win the faceoff. Round it goes. Cut off. A nice play made. And sending it out of the zone, Roman Cruz. On goal to Aguirre. Kalber, aggressive, is there. Centers for Anderson. Oh, what a stick save by Aguirre. A Sachem fan just threw their hands up to the sky, and I can't think of a better emote to describe that save, as now Kalber gets crunched into the boards, which will be a penalty against Pat Med. And it'll be Fauci, the lone goal scorer of the game for the Raiders, who will go to the bench. And they're going to grab it. I think it's going to be a 10-minute misconduct as they gesture to the bench for another player to join him in the box. I think. Yeah, we're going to see that here as Napoli skates on over to join Fauci in the box. Check from behind for Fauci is a 2-minute minor and a 10-minute misconduct. So we'll skate 4 aside for a minute 31. Sachem win the ensuing offensive zone faceoff. Bruinsma playing it away from the forechecking Anderson. Now Kalber threw one across. Couldn't be handled, and now centering, clearing bid works. And is trying to knife his way through the Sachem defense, but ultimately ending up unsuccessful there was Aiden Buscarino. Captain Cam Kalber. Here's Moody. Anderson. Kalber, rolling puck. Meets with Bruinsma in the corner. Bruinsma's stick caught up in the jersey of Kalber. They play on. Comes around for Buscarino. Buscarino settles it before attempting a cross-ice pass to Delgado. Gets by him. Here's Moody. For Cruz with open ice. He can be dangerous. Roman Cruz into the zone. Holding, Cruz saucing, and unable to find Marcus on the far side. Puck work back to Cruz with 10 more seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. Cruz, nice move. Wrist shot save made Aguirre off his shoulder and out of play. So again, still just 2-1, and nice zoom. Nice zoom there, Gabe, getting the puck caught up in the netting and the edge of the glass, where it's likely to remain until they use I would assume, a hockey stick to get it down. There's a few pucks joined up in that section there, aren't there? Faceoff wins Sachem. Pena. As the power play begins now, an abbreviated power play for Sachem, 25 seconds on it. Drago around the net, up top Lorette. Lorette for Marcus, spun down the wall for Saunders. Nice move, Saunders. He'll walk it in behind. Saunders trying to go out in front. Lorette just getting a stick on it to Pena to rip wide. 1 second, and we're back to even strength as Pena, nice move. Another nice move, and the shot missed high and wide, blocker side. Saunders. Gonna go back door, Drago, it is stick, but didn't have enough on it. And now back across Marcus wide. Here's Drago, nice move. Another save made, Aguirre, are you kidding me? My goodness, here's Drago off the skate of the unsuspected Saunders. Didn't see that puck coming anyway. Lorette, cross-ice feed Pena. Over the line, Pena. Pena creates space, shot save made Aguirre. One more time, another save of Aguirre, this time with the left pad. Saunders behind the PatMed netminder. Drago. Pena drags. Pena somehow got through. Backdoor score. They finally break through Gabriel Aguirre, and all it took was an unbelievable move and pass from CJ Pena. Marcus the finish. And Gabriel Aguirre has been phenomenal. But I'm not sure what he could have done there. Marcus the goal. That's his 5th of the season. With, as I mentioned, assists coming from Pena and Saunders. Pena, his 5th apple. Saunders, 6th. Here's Horman, 3-1 Sachem lead. Horman dicing through the defense, couldn't quite muster up a shot. Gillen will just spin it down the wall for Saguna. Saguna Trapani, a shot. Save made Aguirre's rebound. Why not? Save Aguirre's. Horman. All Sachem. Saguna warded off, and Napoli nudging it into the neutral zone. Sachem break in. Gandolfo trying to create space for himself. Held in at the line by Gillen. Banked back again for Gillen once more. PatMed clear. A fumbling puck goes wide to the left of DiGirolamo. Icing against PatMed. And for the silver and gold, they have put together chance after chance after chance, and just 3 there up on the board. 6:11 to go, second period. Cruz, sauce across, one-time shot, Moody. Save Aguirre. Up the ice with it is PatMed's Beaudry. Still in the box is Fauci for that check from behind. Here's Sachem. Calver, shot save made Aguirre, who was standing up to do so. Cruz will get back to it. Peeks around the left shoulder. He'll stop and start. Gets around one Raider. Another Raider. The cross-ice feed, though, hitting the stick of Diaguardo. Calver puts it out in front. Nobody home for the silver and gold. DiGirolamo leaving it for Roman Cruz. Cruz head up all the way. No look pass to Anderson. Hits him on the forehand of his stick. Goes to work in the near corner. Back for Cruz. Cruz, back door, back across, score! It seems that's the only thing that'll get through and by Gabriel Aguirre are beautiful tic-tac goals such as those. And it goes off the toes of the goal scorer here. That being Nicky Ress. Cam Calber and Roman Cruz getting the assist, or at least they should. Right now it just shows Calber. Come on, score. Surely you didn't miss that pass across to Calber to get it to Rest, right? Well, we'll see. Saunders, Drago, shot save made Aguirre. Yeah, just 4 goals allowed for Aguirre to this point is nothing short of Herculean, as getting crunched down to the ice was PatMed's Buscarino. PatMed continue to try to push the agenda here. Trailing by 3. It's Sachem's largest lead of the night. They have scored 3 unanswered goals as well. After Pat Med tied it at 1 apiece. Drago skate to stick on the backhand. Drago, oh, what a pass! And it's blocked! Saving a goal, Brendan Harper. Back out it for Drago. How did he miss that one? Flipped up on him over the net. Sachem still pressed. Lorette. Left pad save Aguirres. And backhanded out of the zone by the Raiders. Delgado. Here's Lorette. Wrist shot, right pad save made by Aguirres. Doherty can't clear. Saunders back with it. Saunders shot, save Aguirres. Drago, cross ice. Lorette back across. Marcus Saunders scores. Drago finally finds the back of the net. I thought for a second Aguirres somehow got over to make this save. You'll see from our camera angle, it's hard to tell it got to the back of the net there, but yes, it did. And there's the celly from Drago, James Drago, from Saunders and Marcus. Sure, give the secondary assist on that goal, but not the prior. Okay. I don't know why this is bothering me. It really surely shouldn't. Anyway, Pat Med down by 4. Paul, don't look at me like that. 3:17 left. 5-1 Sachem, as the Gabriel Aguirres show is seemingly, well, it's continuing, but it's slowing down as Sachem continue to pepper the Pat Med netminder with shot after shot here. Grade A after grade A. And here's an odd man rush. Trapani dropped it for Saguna, a rare miscue between those two. And now Beaudry can start up the other way, and Beaudry, a wrister, scores! Pat Med have their second of the game as Charlie Beaudry makes it 5-2 off the rush. And I think this puck changes directions. Paul, what do you think? What do you think, Gabe? Did that change directions a little bit? Gabe saying, I don't know. Paul's saying, I don't know. What I do know is that Beaudry has his second of the season. And just when you think Pat Med are out, they're kind of back in, only down by 3. Anderson, a drive, save Aguirres. They're not back in if it's not for the goaltending of him. I sound like a broken record, I know. But what else am I supposed to say about the Pat Med goaltender here tonight, Gabriel Aguirres? Moody, walking the line, takes the shot, save made, Aguirres. Backhanded out in front, that was Ress. Now here's Cruz, lost it, taken back up the other way by the Raiders. As Moody with it here, behind the net. John Moody for Calber. Calber with Anderson, 2-on-2 over the blue. Cam Calber, backhand shot. Missed the stick of Moody. Now Cruz with it. Cruz charging to the net. Backhands one back out in front. Couldn't connect with Ress. And now sent out of the zone. No icing. Deflected. On its way through. Here's Moody. John Moody with a 3-goal Sachem lead. With a minute 28 to go in the second period. Cam Calber wheels around the net back to the point. Cruz tape to tape to Moody. Moody looking for a deflection. Didn't get one. And a save made Aguirres with the left pad. Calber Saunders quickly out in front. Tic-tac-toe. They score. Tyler Anderson burying the pretty passing play for his 5th of the year. And that's a beautiful low to high as the puck in the corner, now back into the slot. One-time shot from Anderson. No chance for Aguirre. 6-2 Sachem as Drago dangles. Drago across. Tough to handle for Saunders. We're under a minute to go here in the second. Sachem restore their 4-goal lead. They previously led 5-1. Here's Drago. Calber and Moody pick up assists on the goal. Get you caught up on Sachem in-game stats at the start of the third period. But for now, 33 seconds to go here in the second. Marcus out in front. Saunders robbed by Gabriel Aguirre. Add it to the highlight reel. Here's Drago off the face-off win. Cross-ice feed, Pena. Pena scores! Buried at top shelf off the face-off win and beautiful cross-ice pass. 7-2 Sachem with 22 seconds left here in the second. Aguirre gets over and Pena just beats him high over the shoulder. And for CJ Pena, his 5th goal of the season. As Sachem have seven different goal scorers here tonight. Saunders ripping one high and wide. As Saunders was looking to become the 8th different goal scorer for Sachem here tonight. As we've come to the end of 2. And Sachem flexing their muscles. Getting a couple more past the dynamic Patman netminder Gabriel Aguirre to go up 7-2 at the end of 2. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to the Rinks and Opog. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Gabe Takuri, Paul Trentini, our producer. Gabe's on the cam. Kevin Broderick in the house. And Aztec Photos, who we post a lot on the channel, is here in the building tonight, providing some great action shots. Just one of the more benefits to tune in to LI Sport, to follow us at LI Sports Network on Instagram. Glad you're tuned in currently. Dave, shout out Dave. There it is. Thank you, Gabe. David Aztec. So individual score. Leading the way in terms of points for Sachem is Calber with 3. Saunders 2 assists, goal and assist for Pena, goal and assist for Drago. It's really been a group effort up and down the lineup here tonight for the silver and gold is Simone. Over to Saguna, who reverses to Trapani. They've had so much ozone time here in this one. Cycling that puck around, Simone. Wheeling, Simone scores! As that snuck by the left pad of Aguirre. As the dam continues to break here, Sachem go up by 6. And Dylan Simone adds his name to the goal scoring sheet, becoming Sachem's 8th different goal scorer here tonight. Dylan Simone, that's his first goal of the season as well for Dylan. So shout out to you, Dylan, for goal number 1. Sachem hungry for more. Here's Anderson. Checked here by Brunsma. Who's down low. Calber trying to poke it free. It's Cruz. Cruz down the wall. Rest to Calber. Calber to Anderson. Anderson backdoor. Calber out trying to go out in front to rest. Oh, the passing. Calber. That pass hit a body in front and deflects out of the zone for Moody to catch up with. Approaching a minute 30 gone by here in the third period. Sachem has led it all the way. Anderson, wrister, traffic, deflection, save Aguirre. Kicks in behind to Calber, back to Cruz up top. Cruz, a shot, hit the bar and out of play. As Roman Cruz looked to become Sachem's 9th different goal scorer. He's been held off the score sheet altogether here tonight. Cruz 2 goals and assists, 3 points in 4 games of varsity hockey this season, making the jump as well from JV. There's Drago, shot wide. Saunders picking it up, playing it out in front. Puck available, will be pounced on by Aguirre. Saunders to take the draw to the left of Aguirre. From Napoli. Pamed won it, but Drago took it away and spiraled it down the wall to Saunders. Saunders chipping it along out in front. Gandolfo off his stick and wide. Napoli trying to clear. Lorette back with it, trying to go back toward us. Gandolfo. Gandolfo spun one back across. Now here's Lorette dragging. Backhands again out in front and intercepted and now cleared as it's Montenegro. Here is Montenegro dribbling puck on for DiGirolamo to keep things moving. Saunders. One-on-one here with Harper. Gets around Harper. Trying to go back across to the forehand. Finally does and scores. Power move. Chase Saunders. He becomes Sachem's 9th different scorer here tonight. His 3rd point of the contest as well as that failed clearing attempt, which you saw from the left defenseman. Ultimately leading to the goal, Saunders from Pena. So Pena a goal and 2 assists for 3 points tonight, as CJ is up to 11 on the year. Here's Trapani. Trapani try to squeeze one through to Saguna. Saguna Simone. Trying to get it to Horman. Back it comes. And Gillen will get there to bank it ahead. Saguna, checked from behind by Fauci. We get a stoppage. And are they going to get Fauci there? And Fauci, I could read that body language well, as a come on, man. Really? But Fauci returns to the box. Another power play here for Sachem. They lead by 7. Face-off win. Here's Gillen. Across for Saguna. A little head fake. Backdoor Trapani. Runs out of room out in front. Simone. Broken up. Samuelek clearing it away. Gillen. Down the wall. Simone. Trapani. Trapani, a backhand shot. Might have even been a pass. Denied by Aguirre. And sent down the ice. Minute 20 left on the power play for Sachem. As we approach now 10:50 left in the third period. Gillen. Shot score partners Harmon. And Harmon with the power play marker off the rush. Sachem's 10th of the night. The lead is now 8. The running clock is on, and it is 10 different goal scorers for the silver and gold. As it is Justin Horman's first of the season as well. Sachem really flexing their depth. That is truly impressive to have 10 different goal scorers in a game. They have accomplished that feat. Moody across to Calberer. But the question for Sachem going forward in the year is one that they have yet to answer in their previous 2 matchups where they had their first 2 losses of the season. And that is, well, can you beat the big boys? Can you beat the Smithtown Hop Hogs and St. Anthony's of the world? They'll get another chance at the end of the year to prove that right, as they'll square off against those 2 teams later on in the schedule. As another shot, one-timer from Russ. Save, rebound, save Aguirre, who can really formulate quite the highlight reel out of the saves he's made here tonight. It's been a valiant effort for the Raider Tendy, who I wouldn't blame if he's exhausted after this one. Marcus to take the draw from Fauci. Won by Marcus. Saunders in the skates of Samuelek. Across here, Saunders, touch pass. Too far for Marcus, back for Saunders. A save made Aguirre. Back out in front, another one from Aguirre. And cleared out of the zone. And falling to the ice. Padmed's Diaguardo. That's Miller Diaguardo. And now a penalty is assessed to Caden Marcus. Lorette, short-handed, marches into the O-zone. Lorette, nice inside-outside move. Rister goes just wide. Coming up on the schedule, I mentioned it just prior, for Sachem, is a meeting with Northport Huntington. That'll be a good test for them, as Northport Huntington have proven to be strong. Intercepted. Saunders, chance, ripped it wide. I might have glanced off the pad of Aguirre, but I think Saunders just missed. So another big test for Sachem coming up against Northport Huntington. Another good, formidable foe indeed in East Islip after that on November the 5th. So about a week's time, Sachem 2 more tough opponents. As I look to the standings, Northport Huntington in 5th place at 3-1, and East Islip 4th, 4-2, as Pena and his march to the front of the net is thwarted. For Pat Med, schedule lightens a bit, but not before they play KPC, who suffered a 4-0 defeat here tonight to Smithtown Hauppauge, as another goal has been scored. On the backhand there, it is Saguna. So mark it down, 11 different goals scored by Sachem. 11 different goal scorers providing goals there for Sachem, as Anthony Saguna, the most recent goal scorer. And for Saguna, his second of the year, he's up to 6 points. Saguna Trapani. Puck escapes the zone. 5:45 left here in the third. Simone for Saguna. Saguna attempting to get around the defender Nasta. Gillen. Pardon, that's Horman. For Simone. Trapani. Avoiding the hit from Nasta. Banks it down the wall, Saguna. Saguna's pass intercepted. Good read. Taking it away there is Buscarino. Harper will flip in, but he did not get the red line, so an icing. Harper will venture. Looks a bit hobbled. He's just a little tired. It's been a long game, I suppose, for Pat Med and their defense and goaltender. Face off to the right of Gabriel Aguirre. As we hit 4 minutes left here in the third. Ress had it taken away by Fauci. Fauci a flip ahead for Diaguardo, taken over by Cruz. Roman Cruz lets Diaguardo go by him. Diaguardo reemerged and thus played it away. Here's Fauci. Taken away by Cruz. For Ress. Ress across to Calberer. Cruz joining the rush. Here's Anderson, unable to take in that pass. Moody down the wall. Cruz. Calberer. Anderson. Shot save made Aguirre. A rebound stopped by Aguirre. 3:15 to go, third period. 11-2, Sachem with the lead. Another look here at the Aguirre save. Pardon me, Aguirre's goal. Oh, that was another goal. Oh, man. Nicky Ress. Nicky Ress with the goal. Another save made by Aguirre. Ress from Calber and Anderson. And that finally breaks the trend of new goal scorers for Sachem. We finally have hit our first repeat goal scorer in this 12-2 game, and it's Nicky Ress. with now a pair of goals in the game. Calber up to 4 points with 3 assists, including his goal. Drago high flip on goal to Aguirre. Out in front, Saunders one-timer just missed. Lorette back on goal and a glove save made by Aguirre. Well, Pat Med hung with him through 2 periods. It was a valiant effort, especially through the one. He had it tied up 1 apiece. Say before Sachem made it 2-1. But ultimately, Sachem pulling away emphatically here at the end here. Saguna down the wall. That's going to be an icing against Nasta. "30 seconds and counting." What a game for Sachem. As they have had 7 different players who have multi-point nights here tonight. And 12 different players who have recorded a point. As they're still looking for more as rest in front. Here's a late stage 2-on-1 with the final seconds on the clock. That'll do it. Dominant 12-2 victory for Sachem as they improve to 5-2. Pat Med dropped to 0-6 in a game that they hung around in. And I want to give a special shout out to Gabriel Aguirre, who really did his best to keep Pat Med in the game as long as possible, facing an onslaught of grade A chance after grade A chance from Sachem, who, if you keep that up over a full 45 minutes, probably going to get the win. They pull away at the end there. But yeah, a top to bottom, great performance up and down the lineup there for Sachem. Mentioned the different goal scorers throughout there. And so, nothing more to say, and that'll do it. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. From Ryan Brannigan, Paul Trentini, our producer for this one, Gabe DeCurry running the cam, Kevin Broderick, overall emotional support. I'm Ryan Brannigan. That'll do it. So long, and until next time, have a good night.